So we're going to do a duet first of all.
Hello everyone. First and foremost, I want to say we're all here for Peter Jacobs, so a round of applause for Peter Jacobs. You know, when I started this, I didn't know that there was an organic movement going on around the country, that so many of us are stepping up to the plate and running for political office because we know the issues that are so important. In Peter, I met my long-lost brother, and I'm so happy and fortunate that I have a friend, a dear friend that I could text and say, what are we doing now? Oh, what's going on? You're doing this? He's an amazing guy, and I'm fortunate and grateful to be here tonight. So thank you again, Peter. Usually when I get up here and do speeches, I always like to say that I'm very grateful. And I'm grateful because I really shouldn't be here. I'm a first-generation American, and I was born and raised in public housing. And it wasn't a very safe or sound situation for anyone involved. I was born in 1988, and during that time, the crack cocaine epidemic was starting to rip the heart of our urban centers. My mom did the best she could with the little that we had. And my dad, who was always around, also did the best he could. You see, when he came here, when my mother came here, they were in search of that great American dream. And for a little while, my father did find it. In Elizabeth, New Jersey, where I'm from, there used to be many factories where you could go get a union wage, where you could go get a pension, and you had good benefits. That all started disappearing. That all started getting ripped apart from us. Now the majority of jobs in Elizabeth are minimum wage jobs that cannot sustain a family. When I go, because I'm a teacher, and shout out to all my teachers in the audience, by the way. When I sit with my students and do their FAFSAs, which is their financial aid forms, and figure out what schools they're going to, it breaks my heart seeing how much debt they'll have to take on in order to get a college education, even if they're from low-income backgrounds. It breaks my heart to see how many of my students have to work 2 jobs in order to provide for their families and not just focus on their studies. So I'm running because it's personal to me. I see the tragedies every day in the classrooms. And in the classroom, let me tell you, yes, I am saving 1 child at a time. But the policies that we have supported over the last 30 years are stacking the deck against the middle class and the lower classes. The middle class is now the smallest it's been in a generation. 40% of Americans are now considered middle class. That's a travesty. Our poverty rate is growing. Many workers that work for more than 40 hours a week depend on government benefits in order to sustain themselves. We can do better in America, and we will do better in America when we elect progressive Democrats to office like Peter Jacobs and myself to take on the Washington interests that no longer represent us. So I'm here to tell you, support us, help us in any way that you can. Get out the word in your communities. We need your help. We're up against many establishment forces that do not want to change the status quo, but we have to change the status quo. I am an optimistic person, and I'm here today as a testament to that optimism. We can invest in our people. We can make sure that the American dream is true for everyone involved, no matter what side of Elizabeth you live in. I am sick and tired of downtown Elizabeth being the poor section like it's been for the last 50 years. I am sick and tired of Bayway projects always being the center of poverty. We don't have to have that situation in the greatest, richest country in the world. So please, on June 7th, come out and support Peter Jacobs and Eloy Delgado for Congress in District 7 and District 8. We need your support. We need people to go on doors and knock. We need people to spread the word. We need you to invest in the next generation. I don't want kids behind me to struggle as much as I had to struggle in order to be here. And by the way, I'm paying Sallie Mae every single month, which is taking a lot of my money. We can change that. And with your help, we will change that. Thank you.